So long as you're putting food on the table and you're walking with your head high that I provided, I pay the rent, I bring the groceries in, I pay the utility bills, and she's proud of you, my man works. Men in our society, in our communities, in our families here in Birmingham and elsewhere, we need to take charge of our homes, take charge of our wives and our children. Look after them, protect them, cultivate them, discipline them. A man should not shirk from his duty and leave it to the woman. And you see that happening in some homes, especially amongst the kuffar, that they leave the responsibility of household duties and the charge of the home, they leave it to the wife. Likewise, my brothers, our wives and women folk should not be expected to work and provide for the family. If you choose for them to work because they are aiding the community, like a teacher at one of the schools, or tahfidh al-Quran, no harm in that. But not because you've made her responsible for the upkeep of the home. No, that's her wealth. If she aids the community and she gets paid as a teacher in one of the Salafi schools, then no harm in that. But don't take her wealth from her. If she gives it as sadaqah, that's up to her. She should not be expected to work and put bread on the table, and to bring the groceries, and to pay the electricity bill, and the gas bill, and the water bill. That's the duty of the man. That's what gives man honor. That's what gives him authority. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم فالصالحات قانتات حافظات للغيب بما حفظ الله. Men are the protectors and the maintainers of women. Allah has said it. قوامون, that they have this authority to protect and maintain women, because Allah has made one of them excel the other. Allah has said that. And because the men spend to support them from their means, from their wealth. Therefore the righteous women, therefore, meaning what? فَالصَّالِحَاتُ قَانِتَاتٌ حَافِظَاتٌ لِلْغَيْبِ. Therefore, meaning as a result of the man providing for, looking after and maintaining the women, because of that, the righteous women are devoutly obedient. And they guard in their husband's absence what Allah commands them to guard. So they guard their chastity, they guard their husband's honor, and they guard his property, as the ulama have stated. So my advice to you, brothers, work, and work hard with your own hands, and provide for your wife, and provide for your children. And know that the upper hand, as the Prophet ﷺ said, al-yadul ulya, the upper hand is better than the yadul sufla, than the yad that is low. The upper hand is better than the lower hand, meaning that the hand that gives is better than the hand that takes. Furthermore, the strong believer is better than the weak believer. Even though, as the Prophet ﷺ said, in both of them there is khair, there is good. What does this refer to, that the strong believer is better than the weak believer, even though in both of them there is good? Meaning that he is strong in the believer that is strong in iman is better than the one who is weak in iman. Likewise, the believer who is strong in body is better than the one who is weaker in body. So, the one who is strong in iman and strong in body, he goes out and he's able to work because he has the strength to work. He's strong in iman, so he can take the fitna that is out there on the street. Why? Because he's strong in iman. A man does not hide in the house. Oh, there's too many women out there, I can't go out there. That shows that you're weak in iman. It shows that you're weak in iman. What do you mean you can't go out there? Who's going to feed your wife and children? The DSS office? Universal credit? Go out and work, ya rajul. Go out and provide for your family. So the strong believer is better than the weak believer. Strong in iman, strong in body. Because if you do not have the ability to use your mind and your pen, because you're not one of those academics, then you're going to have to carry bricks. You're going to have to carry soil. You're going to have to till the land. You're going to have to do some labor. And there is no aib in that. There is no harm in that. And there is no belittlement or dishonor in that. The best of men are givers and providers. So he's strong in iman, so he's able to guide his family. Strong in body, so he can go out and work and provide for them. The best of men are those types of men. Iman, and they're willing to go out and work. They are not takers who are always asking of the people. Don't ask of the people, my brothers. That is not from the characteristics that is mahmuda. It is not from the sifat that are praiseworthy. It is dispraiseworthy. Begging the people, give me something, borrow me something. I need, always asking of people. Don't ask, go out and work. You've got 2 hands, you've got 2 eyes, you've got 2 ears. You're not disabled, you're not in a wheelchair. Go out and work. Go out and sell some perfume. Go and sweep the street, no problem. So long as you're putting food on the table and you're walking with your head high that I provided, I pay the rent, I bring the groceries in, I pay the utility bills. And she's proud of you, my man works. Not that he's rich, he works. And whatever he brings, he feeds us with. That's honor. You could be working just replacing tires on a car. Good job. You're a plumber, you're an electrician. Go and learn a trade. Feed your family. Look at the example of the noble companion, Abdurrahman ibn Auf. Anas ibn Malik narrated that Abdurrahman bin Auf, he arrived in Medina as a muhajir, as a migrant in Medina at the time of Hijrah. And the Prophet ﷺ made a bond of brotherhood between him and Sa'ad ibn Rabi' al-Ansari. So Sa'ad had 2 wives. He's in Medina. Abdurrahman bin Auf has nothing. Left Mecca, came, and he's living with this companion, Sa'ad bin Rabi'. So the Prophet ﷺ made the bond of brotherhood between them. So Sa'ad had 2 wives. So he said to Abdurrahman, I'll divorce one of them. You choose the one. And as for my property, I have properties. You take half of my properties. So when he said that to Abdurrahman ibn Auf, Abdurrahman said, Barakallahu lak fi ahlika wa malika dulluni ala suq. He said, may Allah bless you with your wives and with your property. Kindly show me where the marketplace is. He's offered him a woman. And he's offered him half of his wealth. He said, may Allah bless you in your family, in your wives, and Allah bless you in your wealth. Just show me where the marketplace is. So Abdurrahman ibn Auf went to the market and he got some dried yogurt and some butter. He attained it through bargaining. After some days, after a while, the Prophet ﷺ saw him. He said, Ya Abdurrahman, what's happened? He had some yellow stains on his clothes and he said, what's happened? He said, He said, I've managed to marry an Ansari woman. So the Prophet ﷺ said, MashaAllah, how much dowry did you give her? He said, I gave her a weight of a date in gold. The weight of a date stone of gold. So the Prophet ﷺ said, in that case, Olim, walau bishatin. Then in that case, go and offer it, because he knows you got wealth. In that case, offer a banquet, a walima, even if it is with 1 sheep. This is them. That is how a strong believing man behaves. He asks for nothing from the people. Rather, he works for himself or under the employment of another. He trusts in Allah, that Allah will give him that which is written for him. These are the men who Allah blesses with iman and with His bounties. They are the ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses them to a degree that they are the ones, the likes of Abdurrahman ibn Auf. They are the ones who can take a 2nd wife and a 3rd wife and a 4th wife and treat them well and provide for them and not ask of the people. The rest of us are just wishing. But they are rijal even today, walillahi alhamd, that they're capable and they're able. So we spend upon our wives from that which Allah has provided. And those wives and those women will give them many children. From those children will come many grandchildren as a bounty and a blessing from Allah. Why? Because He strives to raise them upon the worship of Allah, upon the obedience of Allah, upon the sunnah of Allah's messenger. He puts them into the madaris of Salafiyya. That costs money. Into the schools of sunnah and Salafiyya. So he goes out and he has to work hard. He has to work another 2 hours a day. And then he puts them into tahfidh al-Quran. That costs money. What does the wife look towards her husband for now? How does she perceive him? Wallahi, her love for him is going higher and higher and higher and higher. That's my man. That's the man. She's not going to be the rude one. She's not the one who's, when you come home and there's no food, you can't even smell food. She says it's in the freezer, go and put it in the microwave yourself. She's not going to do that for you. She's not going to do that to you. She knows what you are. If she's good, she could be wicked. Inshallah, she's not. But most women, they know I'm onto a good thing here. This man married me, he doesn't look at other women. He lowers his gaze. He goes out there and he works. He puts food on the table. On Yawm al-Eid, before Eid, he takes me out and I'm buying the best clothes that he can afford. He has put my children into the Salafi schools. He's put my children into tahfidh al-Quran. When you come home, the house is filled with fragrance of food. She's the one who's going to massage your feet before you go to bed. She's the one who's made the herbal tea ready for you and the dessert. Because she knows you're going to have to get up at 7 a.m. in the morning. She appreciates you. That requires effort. I'm not saying that you do it because of that, because your reward is with Allah. But there's the fruits of your ibadah. There's the fruits of you taking responsibility. And this is true richness, because you could be living in a poor flat, one room, 3 children in one, and you and the wife in the other room. There's a queue for the bathroom in the morning for Fajr. It doesn't matter. It's rented accommodation. She's happy. Wallahi, she's happy because you're good and you work hard and your children are in Salafi school. She's happy if she's a good woman because you're fulfilling your duty. That's richness of the heart. It is not with possessions. It's where the soul is. ليس الغنى عن كثرة العرض ولكن الغنى غنى النفس. Richness does not lie in the abundance of worldly possessions, but richness is the richness of the soul. She knows I'm not marrying a man who watches pornography at 3 a.m. in the morning. He's not sitting on a PlayStation playing games like a 7-year-old. The man's 35 years old. What the hell are you doing on a Game Boy? What are you doing? I'm playing FIFA. Get off the thing. Be a man. That is not going to make the woman think, yeah, I've got a real rajul here. He knows how to press buttons on a PlayStation. That's a man. I'm not saying he's not a man, by the way. What I'm saying is in her eyes you are diminished. And rightly so. If you have some spare time, take her to her mother's. Go and visit your mother, your father. Take the kids for a walk. Go to a restaurant. Go to a halal restaurant and eat something. So your children realize, what's this dad? He's not dad. He's hero. If your children look at you like that, they don't need an actor to follow or a hip-hop shaitan or a singer or they don't need to look over there. There's my hero, Dad.